Economists say Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta may have to present another budget to Parliament if the $3 billion IMF bailout is not secured anytime soon. There is currently a Ghanaian delegation in the U.S. engaged in the global financial institution and creditors as part of efforts to secure a deal. Dr. Theo Champong believes any further delays could throw the 2023 budget out of gear. He spoke with Evans Mensah on PM Express last night.
If the deal delays and the first tranche of the funding is not released, as Prof was saying, basically, look, the 2023 budget numbers don't make sense anymore. So we'd have to go back to Parliament and represent a new, estimate. So we don't, the finance minister wouldn't have to wait until the mid-year budget in July. I suspect that you will have to go back to Parliament between now and July, possibly sometime, towards the end of the month with some revised budget numbers, but especially on the expenditure side, some deeper cuts on expenditure to compensate for the loss of revenue that we're likely to see. If you recall, just the last few days, even the port authorities are saying that their cargo volumes are down, right? Yeah. And the revenues then they're expecting are unlikely to be met. Against all of the headwinds, the inflation, the challenging business environment that Prof has mentioned. So I think the clear pathway I see, if the IMF deal delays, would basically be the government, in this case, the finance minister, going back to Parliament and representing new budget numbers, but this time around with some much deeper cuts on the expenditure side of the equation.
Theo Champong is economist and policy risk analyst. Now, economist and professor of finance at the University of Ghana Business School, Professor Godfred Bokwen, on his part, says the IMF is not doing enough to ensure Ghana's deal is approved. He says the IMF is using the situation to gain some grounds in international geopolitics. He believes Ghana's economy may suffer irreparable damage if care is not taken.
I think that the delay will have more to do with how the West approaches this matter, rather more than China being used more or less as a scapegoat here. That is what I think. And I think that the IMF must have a plan B, okay, because why? Ghana is a member country of the IMF, okay? And in this hard time, this is where the IMF has to demonstrate their commitment to vulnerable countries like Ghana. And especially, why am I saying so? Ghana's indebtedness to China is not in the same category like Zambia.
Yeah.
And all of that. And therefore, the over-reliance on the global geopolitics to more or less make China look like a bad lender on the continent may actually affect more vulnerable countries like Ghana and the others than it will actually affect China. So I think that we need to get that clear, and we need to send a strong message to the IMF and their Western allies that Ghana needed a program and we needed it like yesterday. We've had enough of the geopolitics, the economic fragmentation, and how they want this to play out and all of that.